Yes, Bloodline Prologue. There, among the tall grass, the rustle. What could it be? The image of a succulent small antelope flashed through my mind, and my mouth grew wet at the thought. No, do not get ahead of yourself. I cursed my eagerly flexing muscles, and swallowed back the growing moist that was gathering on my tongue. It's maybe big enough to be a rabbit, I told myself. That didn't help. I could feel the muscles below my eyes tighten, intensifying until the sensation settled in my gums, and there it was, the pulsing deep within my cavities. I closed my eyes as a thrill of instinct ran through my blood, reveling in the pulse of venom from my fangs. The bloodthirst whispered through me, right to the tips of my canines. In a fever of the hunter's excitement, I opened my eyes, my heart pounding the rhythm to a song my animal side wanted to give into, the sound drowning out everything around me, and my ears grew hot with the anticipation, my vision tainted with a slight neon red, contrasting against the darkness of night. I am still in control, I noted. Good. I closed my eyes again, banishing the red mist from my sight and rolling my tongue over my fangs, feeling the heat of venom as it trickled down my throat, burning me back to my senses. As my head cleared, I scented the air. Yes, it was rabbit, and it was still there. My eyes flicked open to focused slits, and I instinctively sunk to the ground, slinking towards my quarry, and setting my paws down soundlessly. My red fur was invisible in the moonless night, painting me as no more than a starving ghost in a forgotten universe. My prey didn't stand a chance. The sudden twitching twist of pain tugged at my spine, and I had to lock my teeth together and stop in my tracks to keep from yelping out loud. The rabbit was only a few swift bounds out of my reach now, with no clue that it was about to become a snack, but I couldn't move. My attention shifted, legs stiff, spine arching, hackles rising, and my face twitching into a snarl as my ears scanned for anything out of place. That twist of pain in my back, I knew it so well. Someone or something was behind me. The rabbit perked up from its feeding, as a faint brush of leaves sounded in the distance. The faint brush of leaves on a night with no breeze. My spine twitched again, less violently this time and more to my right flank. I swiveled my ears towards my stalker, trying to pin its location while averting my eyes and slipping my glittering fangs back in my mouth, as to avoid showing a flash of color or white in the blackness. My stalker was watching me. I could feel its eyes probing every inch of my fur. Either that or it knew exactly where I was and was fine-combing the spot for a flicker of movement to confirm it. The mixture of fury at being spied on and irritation at being stalked, accompanied by a bone-chilling fear of being discovered, threatened to bubble over, and I attempted to distract myself from the straining fight-or-flight instinct by watching the rabbit with narrowed eyes. Sensing the presence of more than one predator, and with an understanding that it was no longer the hunted, my prey silently slipped down its burrow, leaving my belly once again knotted with hunger when it was out of view. "You make me lose my meal," I thought, projecting the words into the darkness around me with my mind as a deep growl started to vibrate in my chest, slipping out between my teeth before I could stop myself. The probing eyes stopped ranging my pelt once my growl and the words were out, becoming a constant burning feeling of being watched intently. "What is the matter? Don't fancy a closer look?" I taunted in my mind, every inch of my being itching for a fight as hunger consumed me. I knew that if it was a creature like me it would hear the challenge as clearly as if the human had spoken it out loud. No reply, just that constant burning that felt like a second heavy pelt. It made me uncomfortable. I couldn't take it anymore. Preparing my body to whip around, teeth and claws outstretched to rain all hell down on whomever was out there, I tensed to spring. The loud snap from a tree to my left caused me to whip to face the sound. Ears flattened, eyes and teeth flashing, I struggled to regain a firm footing as I was thrown off balance by the quick direction change. Preparing to launch a counterattack or to bear the weight of an attacker, I scanned my surroundings, but there was nothing there. Just the sound of the snapping branch echoing again and again, becoming louder and higher pitched every time, until it seemed to crackle through my skull with every snap. A simple sound, but so unnatural. My head spun, nausea and a pounding headache creeping over me. It felt like 1,000 insects were crawling through my fur, as the feeling of being watched from every angle crowded around me. I shook my head, trying to clear it and make sense of what was happening. but my skull felt so heavy that I stumbled to the side, having to dig all four paws into the dirt to stay upright. My belly that felt hollow and hungry a few moments ago, now felt entirely missing, with a heavy sense of dread, as if some wild animal had come and started eating me alive, starting with the tender meats. My throat seized, oxygen turning to nothing in my lungs as I panicked, my breaths growing faster and more ragged as I gasped for air. I tried to run, but my limbs wouldn't move. I could no longer feel my paws. My legs buckled, and I tried to crawl away, urged by the horrible feeling of dread as if it was trampling my tail under titanium hooves. The darkness was closing around me. I could feel it seeping into my fur like cold water, leaving me numb and weak. A weight pressed me into the ground and I instinctively yanked my head away, but I couldn't move fast enough. The darkness turned to nothing, and I felt nothing but cold horror as a clawed hand grasped my neck and dug into my throat. I tried to call for help, using every ounce of strength I had left, but no one heard. No one ever heard.